voice of the Valley, AM 1450 KBMW. Turner office back again for another Optimum Athlete segment. It is playoff times for a bunch of basketball teams right now, and we're going to be talking with a guy who had a very strong senior campaign and also a really nice career on both sides of the river. I'm excited to hear all about it. JD Gomez jumping into the studio today. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah,
and we'll get it out of the way right off the bat to let you guys know. JD unfortunately had his senior year come to an end after an investigation with the MSHSL involving transfer rules, and we are going to talk about that later on. But I like to always start at the beginning of the journey. So let's talk about your first few years of high school and being a three-sport athlete in Wahpeton and just kind of your come up, I guess.
I did basketball, ran track, played football. It was all fun. I loved the first years. The older guys, they all made sure us younger guys felt fine and we were doing good, and they just gave us all the advice we needed.
My old coworker Andrew Zimmel was a big fan of you in the secondary. He would say friend of the broadcast, JD Gomez, when he'd introduce you. Big fan. So tell me a little bit about, is that where you kind of initially kind of got your feet wet playing varsity football?
Yeah. That's where when I was younger, I didn't really like football as much, and then middle school, I still liked basketball more, and I wanted to play basketball more. And then as soon as I hit high school and felt just that feeling went away, and football was just my favorite sport, and I just started working on it. I started doing more stuff for it, and then I don't know, I just started liking football more.
And tell me a little bit about so basketball used to be your main sport then, and when football took it over, it didn't get tossed in the back seat or anything. It was still something you were kind of constantly working on your game, because I see your game and I was like, that's someone who never took any time off of it, working on his craft, it seems like.
Yeah, I played AAU all of my summers in high school. I started my freshman year and then played up until last summer. So, it's a great experience and it's fun. You make a lot of new friends, meet a lot of new people, and it's just a fun time in the summer.
I'm excited to hear your favorite football memory as a Husky from, and then also your favorite basketball memory from your time in Wahpeton.
My football one would probably be beating Valley City I'm pretty sure it was awesome. Valley City, or whenever Trayton did that that crazy catch, and then there was 11 seconds and he got the touchdown. That was probably the craziest, most fun part of the season in WAP.
And then on to basketball. What was your favorite basketball memory?
It'd probably be practices. Practices were pretty fun and
really competitive.
They were competitive, especially my younger years, with Ethan, Caden, all of those guys, because they just pushed us to be better people and we pushed them to be better people.
And you've got to be on both sides of border battle victories too, because I remember you had a really nice game last year in the border battle, helping Wahpeton to a win. And then you kind of come over and do the same thing in Breckenridge as well. So let's move over to kind of your transition to switching schools and just what that kind of process was like, and how fun it was to all of a sudden be playing with a brand new group of guys after all these guys that you grew up with.
It was pretty fun. It was a different change. I wasn't used to it right away, and then I just started getting used to it. And school-wise, obviously, I know the people that go to Breck because it's right across from WAP, and I felt like I fit in right away, and everyone made me feel so welcomed. Who
do you think was the first the first group of guys I think you clicked with? Probably your maybe your position group a little bit, or what were you thinking?
Probably Lawson, Joey, because me and Joey have grown up since we were little, and Avery, and then,
nice.
Just the DB guys, we just were all really close during the football season.
Yeah, and I'm sure you got a lot of wisdom to pass down to those young guys too.
Oh yeah.
And then tell me a little bit about kind of your play style. What do you think is more fun, playing on the defensive side of the ball or offense when you kind of get the ball and run with it? And also they had you as a return specialist too. That was fun.
That was my first time return. Honestly, I think returning was probably the most fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but defensively, just being able to go hit someone and not getting in trouble for it.
You ran a punt back this year, didn't you? Or was it a kick? I couldn't remember.
It was a punt.
I remember you took one to the house, so I was trying to remember which one it was. But and then on to the basketball season, and you just ended up being just such a perfect fit for the Cowboys, kind of the missing puzzle piece as far as a point guard, a floor general who could take care of the ball while also going out and getting a team a bucket. Just tell me a bit about how fun it was to kind of gel with the group and also help them find success.
It was super fun. I started going to summer camps with them this summer, as soon as we found out I was going to Breck, and we did all this stuff, and then it's just been really fun this year. Like, I got really close with the guys. Me and the guys are still really close, and we just have a good bond.
And then we'll loop back to the board battle, just because I got to know what it's like to be on both sides of winning those. Tell me a bit about how fun it was to do it in double overtime this year.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I don't even know what I felt. I was just like excited, happy.
All of a sudden, the court got stormed.
Yeah, and then everyone was on the court, and then I was just like we won, and I was just happy.
And ended up being a little bit bittersweet after the fact, as it ended up being the last game he had played for the Cowboys once the kind of investigation kicked off. And it just, whatever you can tell me, because obviously you still got a track season that hopefully we're going to see you running in. But I guess just as far as your perspective, we'd love to hear just what JD Gomez is kind of feeling or just went through in this situation, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's like an upsetting moment, but like it's life. Stuff happens. And I mean, you just can't control some things, and this was one thing I couldn't control. And I mean, obviously I was upset about it. I mean, I'm fine now, but I mean,
yeah, that's a really mature way to go about it. So I appreciate you giving us an answer on that, because obviously that is a tough ordeal to go through, having your senior year cut short. And but once again, hopefully there's a little hope that for the track season as well, if you're going to be able to get to run a track season. Then also your plans for next year.
I mean, I want to go to college and study business management, and then hopefully play some sports in college. But I mean, my brother also told me I can go work where he's working, get some money, and then
there you go, and
then go back to college.
Gotcha. Is this Ed or another?
Yeah,
okay, yeah. I didn't realize that Ed was Ed Vasquez is your brother, and I got to cover him when he played for Wahpeton. So tell me a little bit about. I guess that'll be our last question, and also our Optimum athlete question or Optimum rehab question of the week. My apologies. Got to make sure to shout out the sponsor here. And they're wondering just, I guess, who was the biggest influence on you? And I know before we got started, you said it had been your brother, Ed. Tell me a bit about just all the stuff you picked up from him.
I mean, he's just been a great role model to me. I mean, I've always looked up to him since I was younger. And, like, he's my only brother. He's my only sibling. So, like, he's obviously taught me so many things in life. And he used to mess with me a lot when I was younger. But, I mean, I think I needed it because it made me to the person I am today, and I'm just thankful for my brother because I just look up to him a lot, and he's a great role model.
Yeah, you guys have both been a joy to cover, so I appreciate you coming on the interview. Yeah. And this has been Optimum Athletes, once again brought to you by Optimum Rehab in Wahpeton. Make sure to check how the Cowboys are going to be doing for this postseason as they get kicked off for the next weekend. Also, the Breckenridge Cowgirls got a big playoff game tomorrow, too, so make sure to loop back for that on B92.7 FM. And thanks again for coming in, JD.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now for a quick word from our sponsor.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.